Hey there guys, it's Showcase Watches. Today bringing you a quick video about the ROLEX Explorer II, a watch that I've recently picked up, and I thought I'd give an initial impression of the watch and yeah, tell you guys what my thoughts are. So I picked this watch up below retail, £200 below retail, and that was from a grey market dealer. This watch is 2 months old. Actually no it's not, it's 3 months, so it was in April 23, so what are we now? May, June, July, so yeah, it's 3 months old. The latest version, and it's absolutely fantastic. As some of you guys who follow the channel know, I had the previous version of this watch and absolutely loved it, and I said then that it's it's Rolex's last tool watch. The Rolex Explorer line is Rolex's last tool watch. Although they've already started to creep precious metal into the Explorer 1 with the two-tone Explorer 1, but generally speaking, I think the Explorer 2 is Rolex's last true tool watch, and that's why I got it. Because if you look at the way I dress, jeans, t-shirt, I'm out with the dogs. I've got another one somewhere. This watch just suits my day-to-day life perfectly. It's why I've always been a fan of like the Omega Speedmaster, the Omega Seamaster, Rolex Submariners, that type of thing. I do have a Rolex GMT Batman, but it's just a bit blingy. The center polish links are just too bling for me. But I keep it. It's the watch that I was wearing when my son was born, so I keep it for sentimental reasons, but I don't actually wear the watch. So yeah, getting on to the Explorer 2. Now, of course, this is the 42mm case. It's the 216 something or other. You guys probably know the reference better than I do. It's got the updated GMT movement inside, so it's got the jumping hour hand, which basically means that if you're traveling abroad, you can jump 1 hour, 2 hours or whatever without interrupting the time. It wears quite flat on the wrist. I think it measures something like 12.5, 13 mil on the wrist, 12.7 maybe thickness. It's 22 mil between the lugs, and it's got a wingspan of I think 50 mil. So it's quite a chunky watch. It's not fat. It's not a thick watch. It's got some wrist presence. I'm okay because I've got quite a big wrist. I've got a 7.5 inch wrist, so I can pull the watch off absolutely fine. What I like about this version to the previous version, this one actually has the anti-reflective coating on the inside, which is something that Rolex doesn't tend to do with their professional pieces. The Submariners, the GMTs, etc., they don't get the AR coating, and it's one of the big reasons why I love Omega, because they do as standard. So it's super legible. The lume on this thing is absolutely insane. It's such a easy watch to read in the dark. It's a watch that you can look at a glance and tell the time. It's not a watch that is so obvious as what a Submariner or a GMT or a Daytona or a Datejust. It's not so obvious to the wrong people, so it doesn't draw the same amount of attention. It's a bit more of I wouldn't say stealthy, because it's still got some wrist presence. It's still quite a obvious watch. It just doesn't have the hype factor that the wrong type of people go for. So I like it for that reason. I like it that it's all stainless steel, all brushed stainless steel. I like the fact that it doesn't have a ceramic bezel. One of my biggest gripes with modern watches, whether it be Rolex, Omega, whoever, Breitling, they've all moved on to ceramic bezels, which I think is a real shame, because I just don't like ceramic bezels. I just think there's something. I get why they do it, because it's for longevity of the watch. It's better. It lasts longer. It's more anti-scratch resistant. I get it, but to me it just goes against the whole tool watch vibe of the watches, which is why I love this watch. It's got the brushed bezel, which is just beautiful. And I know this is going to get banged up, because I do live quite an active lifestyle, camping, fishing, out with the dogs twice a day. My job is a mixture of office-based and manual, so it is going to get banged up, I have no doubt. But it's the right watch. It's the right watch to bang about in. It's the right watch to suit my lifestyle. And would I recommend this watch? Absolutely, 100%. this is the GMT watch to go for, in my opinion. If you're wanting a watch that you can take on holiday, you can use it to tell between the time zones, you can use it to jump in the pool. It's got 100-meter water resistance, so it's, you know, it's perfectly fine for the average person. Not very many of those will be going below 100 meters. I think the most I ever have been down is maybe 5, 6, 7 meters, which is in a swimming pool. Maybe a couple of times when I've been snorkeling, I've maybe got down to 7 meters at most. So 100 meters is more than enough for what I want. An Omega Speedmaster would nearly do for the amount of, you know, water resistance I need. It's just a cool watch. It's got the date feature. But talking about value, this is bang per buck. This watch, £200 below retail. Now, I had the previous version when they were a bit more hyped, and they were selling well above retail. And, you know, I was talking, you know, £2,000-3,000 over retail. Now they've dropped below retail, which is hence why I snapped this watch up, because it's the most modern iteration of the watch, below retail, which, you know, let's face it, we haven't seen this Steel Sports Rolex below retail for 5 years, I think. I'm recording this 2023, so yeah, probably 5 years. I remember buying my Submariner Hulk in 2017. That was in the shop window. I remember that. My Batman, I had to be on a wait list for 18 months for. I remember Black Sub's been in the window. I don't remember Daytona's been in the window, but I do remember a couple of GMT's been in the window. And more recently, I remember the Explorer IIs, and I remember the Explorer Is and the Air Kings all been in the window. But we haven't seen this within the last, I would say, 5 years. So it is a rare thing to find one at, you know, below retail. There it is on the wrist. So you can see I've got a 7.5-inch wrist, so it fits me perfectly well. And if you just look at it in the overall stuff I wear, it just works perfect. So guys, I will do an in-depth review of the watch. I will get it on the bench and give it a proper review, but I just wanted to introduce it to the channel, to the people that follow the channel. I know I don't do videos as regular as I used to, but I do post one up every so often. So like and subscribe and do all the usual stuff. And yeah, I'll bring you a video of the watch on the bench once I've worn it for a few months, see how I go with it, show you all the nicks, bangs, scratches that the watch gets. But yeah, so far so good. I've had it now just short of a week, and yeah, in a honeymoon period and loving it. So let me know, guys. Let me know in the comments what you guys think, and have you picked up any Steel Sports Rolex under retail in the last few months? Because the market seems to be softening, and you know, it's the market for the collectors, not the flippers. So good times ahead, guys. Thanks for watching. This is Showcase Watches. Like I said, like, subscribe, do all the usual stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.